So I'm scrolling through Twitter this morning and I see this tweet and it says, you know what? This wasn't that bad after all. And it shows a screenshot of the NBA 2K20 My Player Builder system. So I went ahead and I had to respond to it. And I said, please don't start advocating for all these restrictions again. There was no control over our players' attributes back then. Now listen, I do not want pie charts and archetypes to re-enter the NBA 2K franchise. And I had some people that were replying to my comment, disagreeing. I got some people liking it. And I know the community is divided on this whole topic. So I want to talk about it right here in this video and why I don't want pie charts and archetypes back in NBA 2K in any capacity. Now listen, do you know what used to be great about my players when they were introduced? I'm talking about way back in NBA 2K10, and I know a lot of y'all are way too young to have ever played NBA 2K10, or you just never did in your life before. When my players were introduced, what was so interesting and fun about it was the fact that you could create a player that was like an NBA superstar of your own. So you could create your own version of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, or a player that was better than all of those players, a superstar, and you play basketball with him and you create basically, yes, the greatest player of all time. Everybody wants to be and wants to have the greatest player of all time. Even these people that are sitting down complaining right now, asking for archetypes, asking for pie charts to come back. Even with pie charts and archetypes, you still want to create a better build than everybody in the game. Everybody wants that, right? And that was what was so beautiful about the game back then. Back then, you literally could, it was only skill points. There was no VC in the game at all. In case y'all didn't know that, there was no VC in the game. It was something called skill points, and you could only get skill points through playing the game and then upgrading your player. But the thing back then was, you used to be able to give your player 99 everything, I kid you not. You used to be able to make like a 7'3", I think 7'5" might have been the height back then, and they reduced it. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you played 2K10. But you could create a player that was as tall as Victor Wembanyama and give him 99 for every single stat. I'm talking speed, stamina, strength, three-pointer, mid-range. It didn't matter, not rebound. You had 99 in every single stat. And over the course of the years, 2K has gradually decreased how much your player could do because it seemed too cheesy. We had these 7'3" and up demigods on the court. So I get it, right? People were going crazy with those builds, but it was still fun. This is when 2K was actually fun, right? Now, what happened, right? When did everything change and what effect has it had? Now, everything changed when NBA 2K17 came out. Well, honestly, it started changing before that because in 2K16, they introduced inside-outside balance, which was cool, but you still had control over your attributes about if you wanted to upgrade your jump shot or your dunking or your defense. And then there was like one category that you could not upgrade whatsoever. Or if you upgraded everything else max, there was one category that you couldn't touch and you had to choose that, right? But in 2K17, they introduced archetypes, single archetypes. You could, if you wanted to be a playmaker, that was it. You could only dribble, you couldn't have high shooting. If you wanted to have high shooting, you had to be a sharpshooter, that was it. You couldn't dribble nice, you couldn't move fast. If you wanted to be a slasher, there was no way you was ever shooting anything in your life. And the crazy part about being slasher was the speed went to the playmakers, but slashers are usually fast in real life. So I'm a slasher, but I'm not as fast as the playmakers. So that was getting me tight too. But that's off topic, a whole different thing for another day. Point is, 2K17 introduced archetypes to the game, right? And all the way from 2K17, then we had 2K18, which I think might have been the first introduction of the double archetype. Then 2K19 with double archetype. Then 2K20 introduced pie charts. And I believe 2K21, correct me if I'm wrong, because I kind of was getting over 2K around 2K21. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 2K21, I believe, also had pie charts as well. Unless it was only for like old gen, I'm gonna call it now, because that's not current gen, bro, that's old gen. But anyway, that's what happened. And the way that it has affected the game is it made it severely less fun. I don't like 2K17. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never liked 2K17. I didn't like it for the change that they made to the My Player Builder. We started being restricted. You stopped being able to make superstar players and superstar builds. It was a terrible change that we had to deal with from 2K17 to 2K21. I don't even remember what 2K22 was, to be honest with you. But anyway, the point is it sucked. Now, the reason I don't like pie charts and I don't like archetypes is, like I said, when my players came out, before the 2K community even really existed on the internet to be saying things like this, we were able to make superstar players. I want to get on the game and have fun. I am not here to get on the game and create Steve Novak. I am not here to get on the game and create Joe Harris. And if I'm saying these names and you don't even know who I'm talking about, that proves the problem. You don't even know these players. So why would you think I want to get on the game and make these players? You get what I'm saying? So I don't like pie charts. I don't like archetypes at all. They are too restrictive. They are too restrictive completely. Now, the problem with pie charts and archetypes specifically is the fact that you couldn't control nothing about where your attributes went. You couldn't control anything. You couldn't even customize the pie chart to make it flip around. So like finishing had a certain percentage, shooting had a certain percentage until you reach 100%. You couldn't even do that. And people started asking for that, but then we ended up getting like similar things to the builder we have now, where you could just upgrade any stat that you want to upgrade, which I think is right. And you should be able to continue to do. You should be able to upgrade whatever you want to upgrade. Now, what I think, and I replied to in the comment section to one of the dudes that was talking to me about it, and he just want pie charts back. He feels like, you know, there's not enough play styles in the game and like everybody's just playing the same and this and that, whatever. First of all, I have so many different builds with different play styles. I don't really understand that because there are restrictions on the builder. I just told you when 2K10 came out that you could do 99 everything. If I make a 7'3" build, I cannot have a 99 speed. Like, we already have restrictions. I can't have an 80 speed. I can't have a 70 speed. We already have restrictions. But sure, let's say you're complaining you have a problem that builds are still able to be superstars. A problem that I don't understand, because to be honest, if they can make a superstar, I can make a superstar too. If he can make a 6'7", I can make a 6'8". My 6'8" will guaranteed be faster than his 7'3". So I don't get why people are acting like you cannot have differences in your build. It's literally restrictions on height and weight, and then you upgrade. Like, I feel like nobody in the 2K community can ever be satisfied. But let me get back to the point. If you have a problem with everybody being able to make the same type of play style, this and that, one, that's probably a gameplay issue. That's the real issue. It's a gameplay issue if y'all feel like the game only has certain play styles that are viable. Two, if you want more restrictions in the game, it does not have to be archetypes and pie charts again. What you can do is just give them less attribute points. With less attribute points for your players, unfortunately, we will all end up with role players again, but at least we will be able to upgrade the attributes that we want. So if I want to upgrade my 3, but I still want to upgrade my dunk, I can do that. I will just have less points to spread out throughout all the other attributes that you need. And I'm tired of people acting like you don't need all the other attributes. For some builds, sure, but let's be honest, bro, you need other attributes. If I'm shooting threes and I'm dribbling or something, I still want to be able to play defense. You get what I'm saying? People act like there be these 99 3-point sharpshooting builds that's also super clamp lockdowns. And that's possible, but if they have that too, then I guarantee you there's something else that they're missing that you're ignoring because you don't like the fact that they could shoot, dribble, and steal the ball. Like, I don't get it, bro. But anyway, like I said, this is a gameplay issue. This is not a freedom issue. I don't get people coming out and asking to have less freedom in the game. You literally want no control. The dude actually said that's the problem, that we have control over what attributes we can upgrade. You going to tell me that a problem that you have in a video game is that you can control what attributes you upgrade on your player? You have a problem with the fact that you have control over your attributes. So I'm dead ass, dude. So you don't want control? I'm like, what do you want then if you don't want control? And he was like, yo, just bring pie charts back. If you confuse what I'm talking about, this is all from the comments of the original post that I told you about when I put my comment up too. He's like, just bring pie charts back. That don't even answer nothing, bro. Why do you not want control in the game? Why are y'all constantly asking for them to bring less? And this is why 2K is always trash year after year. And I made a video saying this. It be the community saying stuff like this that piss me off and that make 2K confused, because you got people asking for all types of different things. And then they trying to do, like, I don't know, do whatever type of gymnastics they can to get everybody happy or make one side happy, or they switch sides and flip flop. Bro, stop asking for pie charts. Stop asking for archetypes. I'm not here to play with any role player whatsoever. I do not want Matt Barnes. I do not want to walk on the court and only be able to upgrade my defense and just be Matt Barnes. I do not want to walk on the court and only be able to upgrade my defense, be Ron Artest. Please, bro. Y'all are making the game worse. Y'all are actually asking them to go backwards. And the crazy thing is, when we had these games, y'all were always complaining about these games as well. One thing I also hate is that in 2K, the community always acts like the previous game or the previous games from 5 years ago, like, had it right. They did not have it right. You were complaining about it then, but suddenly, since it's old, it's perfect. That's not true. Just because it's old, it's not perfect. And I'm tired of revisionist history. Every time I'm scrolling, I see somebody talking about systems in the old games that were trash. There's a lot of things 2K25 got right. It's not a good game, but there's a lot of things they got right. And I'm not mad at the builder. We got problems with gameplay. Start asking for better gameplay. Stop asking to lose our freedom and our control in the game. And then next thing you know, we got less control, less freedom, trash players, and trash gameplay. Because you was busy asking for archetypes and pie charts to come back. Get yourself together, man.